What's going on, guys? Let's make sure I've got audio here. Yeah, and I do. What's going on, guys? We are making liver. Not exactly my favorite thing to eat, but it is part of the beef. We want to use every bit of this animal that we can, especially since, as a lot of you know, I lost about a quarter of a beef to a freezer mishap. So I want to recoup as much of that as possible. So we are going to make some deep fried liver here. I've got beef tallow going outside on the Camp Chef side sear box in a Camp Chef cast iron pan. So that also is tallow from this animal. We are going to use some chicken on the run seasoning. Whoops, that had stuff in it. Oh, very little spilled. Mishap avoided. We are going to use chicken on the run seasoning. We are going to use some sweet and sassy garlic pepper, and we are going to coat them in that. We're then going to do an egg wash, and we're going to coat them in sweet and spicy, whatever the purple bag of Doritos is. Spicy sweet chili. So it's going to go dredge through the chicken on the run, then an egg wash, then that, and then we're deep frying it in the beef tallow. And Mike, hopefully a busy day. Well, let's have some fun. Nope, Ryan, I'm not doing onions. I meant to, but then I made smash burgers last night, and the onion I had put aside for it, I used. So delicious caramelized onions on my, what is that one? A Pit Boss griddle at home. I saw some video the other day where this guy is like, you could caramelize your onions for an hour, and I was expecting it to be like 10 minutes. And he's like, or 4 hours, however long you want to caramelize your onions for. Like, you're insane. That's an insane person who would caramelize onions for 4 hours. We're also going to add a little bit of Miller Lite to our egg wash, just because. I have no good reason for that. I'm just going to do it. But make sure, if you're ordering from waltons.com right now, make sure that you use coupon code LIVER5. That will get you a free shaker automatically added to your cart of the sweet and sassy garlic pepper. That is good for the first 5 people who use it. After that, it's gone. Just a little test thing we're doing. How is everybody doing? Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. It's Monday. NFL season is back. Notre Dame and Redskins, Commanders, whatever you want to call them, won this weekend. So I'm in a pretty good mood. We got our first win. And Tex, from what I understand, you guys won as well by not playing, right? So you don't play, you can't lose. So Austin has already conceded his bet with me. He will be eating beaver tail. He will be eating, what is the real weird one? I'm adding a real weird one that I had to check with him. Oh, guinea pig. He's going to eat some possum again. And we'll find a few other bad things to add in there. Now this, I don't expect to be one of those bad things. I'm not the hugest liver fan, but cooked correctly and gotten from a good source, it can be good. I like fried liver. I'm just doing it in a, I'm deep frying it, but it's really just a cast iron skillet that I've got probably about 1.5 inches of beef tallow on. It's out there heating up, so let's get to it. I will go ahead and start by filling my Better Breader batter bowl. This is just a easy little piece of Tupperware with this separator in here. Fill the bottom with whatever seasoning you want. Put your meat on this, close the lid, flip it over, shake it a few times, flip it back over, shake it a few times, and you have pretty much perfectly covered pieces of chicken, liver, whatever you want to do. So we're going to just put in a good amount of the chicken on the run. And we don't have a ton of liver, so we don't need too much. And then with liver, obviously, onions would be a big thing that you would add to it, some garlic. So we're going to use our sweet and sassy garlic pepper. And we're going to put a decent amount of that in there. And you know what? I'm going to get the egg wash going before we move on. So for egg wash, I swear to you, I was just about to throw out the egg white and yolk and put the shell in there. Might be one of those nights, guys. We'll see how it goes. We're gonna add a little bit of beer. You wanna do close to a 1-to-1. That wasn't really that close to a 1-to-1, but it was some. Throw in a little bit of salt. We're gonna whisk this up until it's smooth. And hopefully, don't know why my voice cracked there. Hopefully, this crumbled up sweet and spicy chili Doritos is a nice finishing to this. Like I said, I like the nutritional benefits of eating liver, but I'm not the biggest taste fan of liver. Just mix until it's perfectly all smooth, blended in there. That was one of the mistakes I made when I was making those buffalo chicken rollers. And if anyone hasn't checked out that video, highly urge you to go to our YouTube channel and look that up, because those things are absolutely amazing. But I didn't add any water to my egg wash. So I had like kind of a couple pieces of runny yolk in there. And when those get into whatever you're rolling them in or coating it in for your final step, it always creates like a little weird, odd texture. Just make sure that you add a little bit of milk, buttermilk, water, beer, something like that. It will really help with that. Are you going to lock yourself out tonight? I am not. We have changed our policy for live streams. I am now allowed to prop the door and to have my keys outside. So I will not be doing that again. We posted that video, those 2 videos, to one of our social medias, and I thought they were pretty funny. The best part of it was how excited I was once I got back in here. You can hear it in my voice. I was extremely relieved. I hate to inconvenience other people, and someone was gonna have to drive all the way back to work to let me back in, and I would have felt like a jerk for a pretty long time. So I'm just cutting these into smaller pieces. I don't wanna, make like a chicken finger thing out of it. I want them to be fairly small, bite-sized pieces. So we're just cutting them up. So before you guys got on, I did rinse these, and then I just let it sit on this drying rack. I just rinsed them under cold water. So, no big deal. Yes, Walton's has actually, this is not the only rule that is special for me. There are a few others that I require. The most famous of them was, for a while, and I think people think we're joking a lot when I say it, but I'm not. I was actually required to wear a cut-resistant glove anytime I was using a knife. Now, I had never, claimed workman's comp or gone to a doctor for cutting myself, but I was getting so famous for chopping parts of my fingers off that they thought that was for the best. I have since shown that I am a responsible knife wielder. So I've got this flipped over. We're just gonna shake it all around there, flip it back over, shake it back. So now everything that's not stuck to these pieces of liver is going back down to the bottom. And this is what we've got. So we've got nicely coated pieces of liver. They're gonna go egg wash, Doritos, and then onto a little drying rack here. So we're gonna try and keep a wet hand and a dry hand. This will be the dry hand. I've done enough of this stuff by now that I pick up a few little things. And we might not have enough to do everything in both these, because now that I'm looking at it, it is more than I thought it was. What are you asking? If Tex is an employee? Oh, are you really an employee? Yeah. Well, I mean, advantages or whatever you want to call it at working at a small family business. And disadvantages of employing people like me. Though I do tend to get things done, I don't always do them, unfortunately, in the safest way. And it's not that I'm being whatever. It just doesn't occur to me to slow down or be careful. We've got stuff to do. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing a couple of different videos. One of them, one of them is we're going to redo some pumpkin broth stuff. So we're getting to that time of the year. For anyone who doesn't know, pumpkin broth may sound very gimmicky and kind of maybe even distasteful, but it's actually a really nice bratwurst for the fall time of year. It doesn't have an overpowering pumpkin taste or anything. It is mostly just a traditional, like a really good traditional bratwurst with a little pumpkin flavor, and it's a cool thing to have during fall season. The question is, should I go redo this or buy more of these Doritos or not? I probably won't. We'll probably just go to a double dip of this, and we can see which one we like better. Just checking to see if there are any comments. I will do my best to keep an eye on that. We're going to be doing a different form of live stream for the end of the month this month. So make sure you join us for that. Austin and I will be not only behind the camera, but also behind the island. We're going to make some stuff. We're going to put out ahead what we're making. So hopefully some of you could follow along and make it with us. I think that's the eventual plan for this as well. We'll put out on social media what we're going to be making. So if anyone wants to do it along, they are welcome to. Fun little thing we can all do with each other. Rules for thee, but not for me. No, I have extra rules. It's more rules for me. And I don't blame them. If I owned a processing plant, I tell people this all the time. And when I used to be in customer service, I would tell this to every new shop owner that I could find. So that's the end of our Doritos. So we're just going to do a double batch on all this from now on. I would put everybody, all new employees, would 100% not have an option. They would be wearing Hex Armor gloves, Hex Armor belly aprons, everything. One, for insurance purposes, but two, also, employee safety is a good thing. Generally, employees like it when they come to work and are safe. I tend to find it a little bit boring, but, on topics of not being safe, I flipped my golf cart this weekend. That was fun. I was riding by myself. It was raining. I was coming over a hill. I was going too fast, and it flipped over onto the driver's side. Everything slowed down enough to the point where I had three very distinct thoughts. The first was, make sure you get your arms and legs tucked in so it doesn't fall on it. The second was, this wouldn't have happened if my girlfriend or the guy I usually play golf with was with me. And the third one was this is not going to be that bad. I'm not going to get hurt from this. And I didn't. I popped right over, flipped the cart back on its wheels, and then proceeded to play the rest of the round. Now, a couple of holes later, the adrenaline wore off from that, and I was pretty sore from the muscle strain of flipping the cart back over, but it was fun. Was alcohol a factor? I was golfing. So, yes. I have golfed sober. I don't like it. Generally, even at my 8 o'clock tee times, I've usually got at least one in me by the second hole. And sometimes I'll even pregame that a little bit. It does make for a tired Sunday afternoon, though, I'll say that. But that's what being out there and golfing is supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun, hang out with your friends, have a few beers, laugh at each other when they can't hit the ball. I'm not playing to win anything. I'm just out there for fun. Craig. Hey, Craig, what's going on, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. Who has the video? Luckily, when I flipped the cart, there was a foursome ahead of me and a threesome ahead of me and a foursome behind me. And I asked them, I'm like, hey, did you guys see anything? They're like, why? Did you sink a long one or something? I was like, oh, no, nothing. Nothing happened at all. Don't you worry about it. That's another thing that the people I golf with make fun of me. If I'm bored, I'm sitting at home doing nothing, and I want to go play golf, I will 100% go play a round of golf by myself. I do not need other people around. In fact, I usually play better then, because, I'll go, maybe I'll putt that again. There was a noise while I was putting. All right, so we've got two very distinct batches here. One has our breadcrumbs, which are just crushed up Doritos, which I think are going to be delicious. And the other is just a double coating of our chicken on the run with some sweet and sassy garlic pepper. Now that sweet and sassy garlic pepper, I don't know how to describe it other than you're going to be surprised that if you over season something with it, it does have heat to it. Don't really know of another garlic seasoning that's quite like this. Obviously, garlic can have a certain level of heat to it, but this, with the amount of garlic and the pepper, this can be a hot seasoning. I love it. I put it on everything. It's great on French fries. ND Mike says, I always have to have a beer when I was putting stuff on the smoker. Yep, sometimes those 400 beers don't taste as good. I don't understand what the 400 beer, like 4 a.m. beers? What's the handicap for beer? I mean, I played a couple weeks ago with a kid. I brought a 6-pack of these. He brought a full case of Bud Lights, regular size, and there were no beer left by the time we finished 18. So that was a pretty strong win. 15-ish beers each. But it's hot out. You're sweating out light beers. All right, I'm going to bring these outside. Let me get you a close-up of them. I'm going to bring these outside, and then I will come back for you guys. Yum liver. There we go. It's a gorgeous night out. Grab that, and then I'll temp that oil. Or beef tallow. It's smoking pretty good, so we might actually be a little bit over our target temperature of 350 degrees. But a lot of moving parts here, so cut me some slack, Tex. No idea when I fry up the rest of them. I was saying that the Terrapin Ridge is the dipping sauce I have in there, which wouldn't be my first choice, to be honest, but I was trying to use up stuff that we had from our previous party on the patio. Our party on the patio is something we do every third Friday of every month, and all the employees get together, one of the managers cooks something, and we all just like hang around and play a game. This time we played egg toss, and then we set up like little like sliding whatever pallet thing, and you push people, and we're trying to get as close as you could to an X. To nobody's surprise, I won that game. All right, so we're just flipping these, and we're gonna let them cook for another minute, and then we're gonna pull them. And they're already getting nice and firm. We don't want to overcook it, but we definitely don't want to be eating raw liver either. So this is the first thing that I'm cooking in beef tallow that I'm not 100% confident in. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, about the Wi-Fi. Hopefully, everything's still going. Can someone tell me? Can you still hear me? If not, I'll just go back inside. All right, 122. Okay, cool. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate it. I love this. Right now, it's about 72 degrees out here. It is absolutely gorgeous. Hey, what's going on, Dwight? I think you've been on previous live streams, if I remember correctly. All right. Let's start pulling these. That's 130. We're going to let it go for just another. Going to temp them all. A little bit of raw liver never killed anybody. I think Rocky ate liver perfectly raw. Blended it, maybe? And obviously, if you wanted to compare me to anybody, it'd be Rocky. Ah! All right. Oh, yeah, that one's way overdone. So obviously, the thickness is going to play a good part in how quickly these cook. So we're going to be all over the place here with how some are going to be well done, and some are going to be just about right. And hopefully these cook a little bit faster as that oil continues to heat up, but we don't want to cook it in too hot. 350 degrees seems to be just about the perfect temperature to have your oil for frying just darn near anything. Can anyone think of something that we'd want our oil way hotter for? I remember I went to the Texas State Fair just going through it. Must be on dial-up down there in Wichita. Yeah. Listen, Nebraska's no better than Kansas. We basically live in the same state. We're flatter than you guys are. Ugh. Text for like my target internal temperature, because that's probably different than my internal temperature on those. I'm trying to get it somewhere in the 140-ish range, but some of them are going to be significantly under that. And a few of them, unfortunately, will be over that as well. We're just turning them. Well, that's interesting. The appearance, obviously, I expected it to be different, but these look very much like a boneless chicken wing from some weird vegetarian company. I don't know. And these look way more like a boneless chicken wing from Buffalo Wild Wings. So get a breading, that will help. I would still do the chicken on the run, but I do a chicken on the run and the breading. I really think that's the best way to do it. Let's just snag the temperature of a few of these. And I know we've been talking about it for a while, guys, but I'm really hopeful that we're close to finally being able to do that live stream where we walk you around the new facility, because we understandably, or in my opinion at least, are very proud of it, and we want people to start seeing it. We've been waiting to get a few things fixed, but we're close to having that done. And as soon as that happens, we'll spend one night, Allie, myself, maybe even Brett, will come in and we'll walk you around the entire building, show you our shipping, show you the office areas, all the studio kitchen, and our new test kitchen, which is absolutely amazing, and give you guys a feel from or about the new building you're ordering your products from. I'm getting super excited for deer season. I'm definitely going this year. Tex, I haven't heard from Paul yet, so if you guys are doing it, make sure he reaches out to me. As long as I'm available, I'll be down to go up there, now that I have somebody I can leave my dog with. Also, for the other people, you won't care about this, but techs, I've got somebody who said before, if I get any offers on my house, let them know right away, because they'll put a contingent offer, or they want to put a contingent offer in. It does look a lot like fried chicken gizzard. Nice. I like liver. Growing up on the farm with the grandparents, I ate many things people don't even know of. No date set yet for the deer camp. Okay. Yeah, the tour should be a lot of fun. It's honestly, I wanted to do it a long time ago, but we've just been working on some stuff, and we wanted to make sure that we had everything exactly laid out correctly before we did it. So we've been patient. Well, they've been patient. I would have done it anyways because I don't have patience. I basically am just a let's go do it right now. Let's see, we'll just see how things work out type of person. Which is why I'm not in charge of anything around here, which is a good thing. Yeah, no, I cannot wait to be out of that house. It's more house than I need. I just want to be done. I'm sure everybody understands that. Over the last couple of weeks, I've had a crazy amount of showings. Thank God Walton's has been cool about that, letting me take some time off and get back for the showings, because I don't want my 200-something pound dog being the thing to greet people trying to enter my house. He will not take kindly to that. Boy, that is a lot thinner oil than what we started with. Whew. Hot. All right, last batch looks like it's mostly done. God, that oil cooks it fast. And for anyone who's never deep fried with beef tallow, I've got to tell you, it is the only way I want to deep fry things anymore. Such a difference in how I feel after I've eaten something deep fried in beef tallow than peanut oil, avocado, anything else. It doesn't make you feel like heavy and loggy. You feel nice and energized. And I'm really hoping that this has even more of that effect since it's liver. Everybody say hi to the FedEx truck. Coming, oh! Whoopsies. Come on, get back in there. So he's coming to drop off our new trailer and take away the trailer that we filled up today. We're getting into busy season, so it's a lot of fussy orders coming through. Much different than middle of the summer, where things can get a little dull. All right. I think I'm not even really going to enjoy it anymore with the Terrapin Ridge bacon aioli, but I will try one with it. I got to get my beer. Just in case this is terrible and I need to immediately wash it down with something. My first time trying this liver fried this way in beef tallow with chicken on the run. It was somebody on Meatgistics, and it might have been Denny. Ooh, that's a bad angle. It might have been Denny. It might have been ND. Somebody recommended I do it this way. Yep, right, Ryan. I've never tried bear grease, but it does seem to be all the rage. Everybody seems to love bear grease. So hopefully at some point we can get our hands on some. But let's be honest, I'm not going and killing a bear. I'd probably see the bear and either be like, oh, it's a dog, and be a little baby, or just run the other way depending on the size of the bear. Bears and crocodiles are starting to take over for sharks on me. All right, here we go. So this is a piece that was deep fried after being coated in both chicken on the run and crushed up Doritos. And this is Terrapin Ridge Farms bacon aioli. And I'm not gonna lie, that is way better than when I just pan fry it with onions. That is legitimately good. I don't think the bacon aioli is a good mix with it. I don't know what kind of dip I would like with this. Maybe something with a little bit of spice, but this by itself is actually fairly delicious. All right, let's back that off. There's that liver aftertaste, right? A lot of minerals, a very minerally taste. So delicious is too far. I will take that back. But if you're looking to eat a bunch of liver, this isn't a bad way to do it. All of this will get et. I will et all of this. Don't like bear meat, always strong taste. See, that's interesting, Craig, because I've heard recently from a few people that they really do like bear meat. One of those things that I think is maybe just becoming more popular. So people are like, oh no, it's good, I swear. So you've had it, I haven't. So I will bow to your whatever experience with it. Now, one thing, moose. Moose was awesome. I would actually say moose is the closest to beef of anything I've had that's not beef. It's definitely more beefy than bison. So if you can get your hands on some moose, it is well worth it. Expensive to go hunt though. You guys sell Walton stickers. I want to slap some on my smoker, my logbook. So Patrick, who edits all our videos, has been trying to get us to do stickers for forever. We did have Meatgistics stickers for a while, but we ran out of those. Allie is our new, is my boss now. And she's way better at getting all that stuff done. So I know they are looking at stickers. And for anyone who didn't watch the podcast, I think that ridiculous shirt that we were showing off will be available for purchase. I didn't think it was going to be funny or cool at all, and it ended up looking pretty cool. So if you're wanting to know what I'm talking about, go check out the Meatgistics podcast, the one that we just released on Friday. Is pretty funny. Living in Maine, I get moose a lot. Yeah. And the nice thing about eating moose is like, you don't necessarily feel bad about shooting them because they're kind of dicks. Also, actually, I don't feel bad about shooting deer or anything. The only thing I worry about, I would feel bad about, is a bear because it's very close to a dog in my mind. For anyone who wasn't here at the beginning, we do have a coupon code that's liver5. That's a free shaker of sweet and sassy on any order over $50. That's only good for the first 5 people to use it though. So make sure you hop on there and do that as quick as you can. A local hunting club used to have wild game potluck dinner once a year. Yeah, those things are so much fun to do. I don't know why more people don't do stuff like that. Plus, it's a great way to like learn how other people prepare and cook wild game. We are getting a new label on, we're doing a collaboration with The Flush, and we'll tell you what the seasoning is, but we're gonna have like The Flush and Walton's box, where we got a bunch of their people to put their favorite wild game cooking recipe. I don't know if I should be talking about this. Probably shouldn't. Anyways, I'm gonna be doing pheasant rangoon on a live stream in the next probably month or so. And if you've never seen us make pheasant rangoon before, go to our YouTube channel and find that video because it is it's amazing. It's such a good way to use up a ton of pheasant. And anyone who has it, if you have someone who's like, I don't like wild game, I don't like pheasant, make that for them. It's absolutely incredible. You cannot beat it. The only thing that might possibly beat it was a bunch of years ago, we nailed popcorn pheasant so perfectly that it was like really, really delicious. Did I miss any other comments? But yeah, no, so a very good flavor, great, better consistency than I'm used to, at least with making liver. But I mean, we still definitely have that liver flavor in here. I've got an idea. Where's my chipotle lime sweet rub? Let's try dousing a piece of that, of this and that. For anyone who's unfamiliar, this is one of the better all-around wild game seasonings. It's called Chipotle Lime Sweet Rub, and it's got a really nice mix of spicy and sweet, and a pretty decent label. There's not a bunch of nonsense in here. We've got brown sugar, salt, spices, including chipotle peppers, dehydrated garlic and onion, natural spice extractives, including lime oil, natural smoke flavor, and citric acid. So, I mean, not the cleanest label, right? It's not rosemary, basil, and thyme, but it's got a really nice flavor to it. So we're just gonna get a little bit of that on there, or a lot of that on there. Are we gonna get an Oktoberfest themed live stream? Honestly, I wasn't thinking of that text, but that's a good idea. Because we were planning on making a bratwurst, but if I go buy some like either Spaten Oktoberfest, which is my favorite seasonal beer, absolutely love Spaten Oktoberfest, or like Hofbrau Oktoberfest, and huge big mugs, I really like that idea. I think we will do that. Looks shit that, mate. Yeah, I mean, leave cooking to the professionals and just do beer. Well, we don't do beer, we do cooking. So this is fried, or deep fried liver, beef liver, so. Well, other than like sausage, and a steak, and jerky. And so, well, I was gonna say, other than a few things, I'm not usually concerned with what things look like, but 100% appearance is part of how you enjoy, of the experience of eating, right? Like if a steak tastes just as good, but it looks like crap, you're gonna have a better time eating the good looking steak. But whatever, it's deep fried liver. ND Mike, you need to ask them a good recipe for sharp-tailed grouse. I'm pretty sure Bill Shirks is grouse. Not 100%, but I think his might be grouse. Those guys all love grouse. Well, they're all also like somewhat insane in the lengths they will go to get some wild game, especially with fishing. Some of the trips these guys take is unbelievable. Anyone have any whatever we're making questions? Anyone have any meat processing questions, Walton's questions, order questions, anything like that? Oh, that's good. So yeah, these do look like nice little nuggets, but it's liver. It's not chicken nuggets. So these are nuggets that will make me feel really good after eating them. Every time I eat liver, I always get a nice little like positive physical feeling after that. And again, ND Mike and Matt Westerhouse and I are on a text message thread where we're like texting each other motivational things to work out, keeping each other accountable. Anyone who wants to join that, go to Meatgistics and find that link or that thread. I will add you to this, and it does help. There's just something about being able to text other people about your workout, your diet, whatever, that makes you want to adhere to it more. No worries, Miss WPNZ Whipness. No worries. Yeah, Tex, that's fair. I banned Tex because he was intentionally being a troll. He's not invited. Tex has a lot of good qualities. Motivation for workout is not one of them. Now, I will say this. These are way better with the Chipotle Lime Sweet Rub. If I was going to do this again, I would add this to the chicken on the run instead of the sweet and sassy garlic pepper. So yeah, yep, Andy, I still have banned him. Of all the ways my father was a huge liverwurst not fanatic, but he loved it. And he got pretty good at it. I mean, he would make good liverwurst, but it's just not something that I'm like passionate about or really love. This, with the Chipotle Lime Sweet Rub, is probably the best way it's definitely the best way I've had liver since I was 12. Yeah, I have to be in the right mood for Braunschweiger, and it has to have the right consistency. Too runny, and I am out. Too dry, and I'm out. And I like doing it on bread instead of a cracker, so. But yeah. Chipotle Lime Sweet Rub for the win. It's way better on this liver than this garlic pepper was. Kind of way, I do have more. Next time I do it, I'm going to do the Chipotle Lime Sweet Rub instead of that. And I'm going to get the Frank's Red Hot breadcrumbs and do that instead of just bashing up some Doritos and coating them in that. I think that could be seriously good. Yep. Craig, I've eaten beef heart a bunch of times. I really do like beef heart. I like beef heart more than I like liver. Anytime we're getting a half, quarter, whatever of beef, if they say, do you want the organs? I always say yes, because A, I'll make something out of it, right? I don't want any part of the animal to go to waste. It's dead. B, if I don't like, had this been terrible, had I not wanted to eat any more of this, you know who would love this? My dog. He would freak out over this. So it just drives me nuts when people throw away stuff that is edible when you can do something good with it. And if you can't, there are hungry animals out there who'd love to eat it. Andy Mike says, I wonder how the wild game seasoning would be on it. Yeah. Do I have any of that in here? Oh, yeah, I do, because I've got all of our... that one has garlic pepper in it. Sorry, I'm looking through all of our shaker gift packs right now, and it looks like I stole the wild game out of all of those. Okay, is it down here? It is. It is so humid in this room. Good Lord, it's not hard, right? The wild game seasoning is not hard here. It's just so moist in here that it clumps without getting hard. All right, let's try a little bit of this on something. It's moist in this room, or humid in this room, to the point where our cabinet doors are starting to swell. That's good. The wild game sweet rub has a stronger initial sugar taste, or like sweet taste, even though I don't think brown sugar is the #1 ingredient. No, it definitely is. The Chipotle Lime Sweet Rub is better. What do you use to bake in the oven? The chipotle lime sweet rub? Hopefully, eventually I'll have an oven in here again. Right now, I just have an empty spot where my oven is supposed to be. Not that we use it all that much. Try a few other seasonings. I'll take you guys over to the cabinet and we can look through together and figure out what else we want to try on that. So far, Chipotle Lime Sweet Rub is absolutely the winner. And hopefully my cabinet's disorganization does not absolutely... I've got a Fiesta chicken. I've got a cowboy crust. I have 2 cowboy crusts. The candied bacon from Spiceology. Shame that was discontinued. That was very good. I've got the Chad White brisket bomb. I don't know how that will be. Citrusy garlic from Trader Joe's. Mexican street corn. Ugh, I bet you that would be terrible. Is there anything you guys want to see in there? Or want me to try on this? This, Eat Barbecue, the most powerful stuff. That's excellent. But I just opened this and it's already, we've got to figure out the humidity in this room. Do you see anything in here that you immediately think you'd like to see on there? If not, then I'm just going to try eat the most powerful stuff in this Mexican street corn flavor paver. Yeah, we try everything. We had a humidity logger in here. Excuse me, humidity logger in here. I guess I'm just going to have the hiccups. Which butt rub is this? Kansas City, but yeah, I could get that on some. All right, well, I'm taking control of the decision then. Sweet pudding? No, what is that? I mean, I can assume what it is, but that does not sound like something I would like to eat. Is it good? All right, we've tried this, tried that, we've tried that. So next here we're gonna try is Eat the Most Powerful Stuff and the Kansas City Rump Rub from Excalibur. KC Rump Rub is very good, so I'd be shocked if this was bad. Yeah, it's very good. Way saltier because salt is the #1 ingredient in that. And I don't know if I love the flavor of like a really strong salt taste and liver. No, not that one. That one goes away. Does not work well with liver. Now, this really is one of my favorite all-around barbecue seasonings. It is Eat the Most Powerful Stuff, and it is just absolutely great. If I'm doing, I like to put this on pulled pork. I like to put it on ribs now. So all around, excellent, excellent. Part of my dislike of that one might also have been how dry that piece of liver was. It had no moisture left in it. All right, let's give this a try. Just the seasoning alone. There used to be this Excalibur seasoning called Parmesan Garlic Romano. And Austin and I would literally pour it out into our hands and eat it. It was insane. I think the #1 ingredient was some sort of Parmesan cheese. That was better than this, but close second to just like putting some in your hand and eating it. It's absolutely amazing. What was better, nuggets with Doritos or the doubled up chicken on the run. Honestly, they tasted exactly the same. The only difference was a little bit of texture, but no, taste-wise, they were identical. Made with beef or mutton fat and pastry. I don't like the sound of the mutton fat. Well, that's not fair. I was gonna say I don't like any type of sheep or lamb, but it's not really true. I'm just not as big a fan of that. And I specifically don't like lamb fat. I don't know why. I know I've had it well prepared, I've had it well cooked. There's just something in the taste of that fat that I just don't agree with, or it doesn't agree with me, is a better way of saying that. I'm gonna snag another beer, I'll be right back. What time does the game start tonight? Is it 7:30? Yeah, right. Andy, it's the same thing. There's something in the fat that, like, as you're chewing it and it melts, it's not a pleasing taste. I don't understand why people like it. Yep, meatballs, sure, that one makes sense. I've seen a bunch of people recently making hamburgers with a 50% mix of that, and even that makes a little bit of sense to me. But just eating it by itself, there are better things out there to eat. Now, obviously in different cultures, like Greeks, boy, do they love their lamb. And feta cheese, which is an abomination. Cannot stand feta cheese. This past week of football, this past weekend was insane. I cannot believe that the Browns beat the Packers. I thought the Packers were maybe the best team in the NFL. Yeah. All right. Craig, phonetically spell out that word for me, because I know it 3 different ways, and it always trips me up where different areas of the country, or how different areas of the country pronounce it, right? So phonetically spell that out. Lamb burgers at the Iowa State Fair is outstanding. Yeah, like I said, I've seen people doing them with burgers, and for that, for whatever reason, it seems to work. But just like a rack of lamb is not for me. ND, I have a good leg of lamb that my buddy made. Yeah, but still. So I call them mostly heroes. It's just, I don't know why, but gyro, all of those things. So gyro just becomes hero. I probably did not need to crack this last beer, but got a good amount of liver energy. And I don't even know whatever micronutrient your body needs is in here that is in more than other things, but we all know pack of wolves takes down an elk. The alpha goes right in and eats the liver. Great white sharks get killed by orcas. The only thing they eat of that shark is the liver. Like, there is something in liver that is incredibly beneficial. And so any way you can find to make it, that's my brother calling. We will not answer that because he, believe it or not, is a little bit of a loose cannon. I know it's probably shocking to you guys to know that somebody in my family is a loose cannon, can't be trusted, but so it's just iron, that's it. Jenny, what's going on? How you doing? Good to see you. So let's get one more time. I've got a coupon code on Walton's right now. It's called Liver5. It'll be good for the next couple of days. A sweet and sassy garlic pepper on any order over $50. Just put in Liver5 and this will automatically be added to your cart. You don't need to add it yourself. It'll reward you with that added to the cart. Excuse me, sorry. And it's only good for the first 5 people who use it. So if you're getting ready to place an order, get yourself a free shaker or something. Enjoy. Older, Andy. I am the baby. My sister is the closest, and she's like a year and a half older than I am. Though surprisingly, she was a senior when I was a freshman. I went to pre-first. I was not a good student. Just in Greece last month, they pronounced it euros with a rolling R. Yep, so euros. I do love Greek people. One of my favorite bosses of all time was a Greek guy, and I dated the hottest Greek girl in college. So I do like Greeks, but I just wish they'd stop putting feta in everything and no more tzatziki sauce. Like get it to go away. I don't like it. Another thing I wanted to kind of rant about, I went to Ace Hardware to fill up or to swap out 2 propane tanks today. Why is Ace Hardware selling Funko Pops? You know those stupid little figurines with the big head and the little body? At Ace Hardware, they have those. A store you're supposed to go into to get lumber and things you need to fix things around your house is selling figurines. I don't know what's going on with this country, but I feel like there's a generation of kids who just need to be pulled aside and spanked on the ass a bunch of times until they value the same things I do. God, I'm an old man. They also need to get off my lawn. Jesus. That might be the biggest realization I've ever had on what an old codger I am becoming. What are you gonna do? A 13-year, yeah, my brother and I are 10 and a half years apart. He's the oldest, I'm the youngest. All right, does anyone else have any other questions? If not, I'm gonna get going, do some cleanup. Gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with that beef tallow now that it's had beef liver cooked in it. I think it should still be fine for cooking other beef items in. I mean, liver doesn't have like incredibly strong smell. So that should work. We'll see that. But I'll give it a couple seconds to catch up. Just in case anyone has any questions, doesn't have to be about this at all. It could be about upcoming deer season, what we're planning on doing as far as specials, deals, all of that stuff. So yeah. Thank you, Dwight. These are a ton of fun. I look forward to Mondays every week to get to do these. We had a couple of weeks there where they were getting really big. Last week's was nowhere near as well attended, or however you say it. Didn't get as many views, but I think that was because it had a double Monday Night Football that night. But if it is running up against Monday Night Football and people are getting ready for that and not watching this, we'll switch this to another night. We'll figure something out. Ron says, we put some feta in our chicken spinach and feta sausage with white wine. Yeah, so we sell a seasoning, spinach and feta, so maybe that's the seasoning you're talking about. And I hate the fact that I like that seasoning because I don't like feta, but that is a good seasoning specifically with chicken. When I first started working here, I couldn't have been here even 2 years. I brought my ex-wife in. She wasn't my ex-wife then. My ex-wife in, and we made 25 pounds of chicken sausage with the feta and spinach, and it is pretty good. But I would argue that doesn't have a very strong feta taste. So, but that's just my argument. Again, I'll hang around another couple of minutes because that was a good value-added question. Thank you, Ron. But if people would like to see the, excuse me, sorry. If people would like to see this on a different night, let us know. I know football is taking up, well, at least most of my free time now. I am not going to be doing a live stream on the Monday night whenever the Commanders, Redskins play. Taking that one off, so. Going to use my gift cards for Xmas shopping. Awesome. Make sure you get your free shaker because it'll still work whether you use a gift card or cash. No, I hate mashed potatoes. It's not that I don't like them. It is that I think you're all lying to each other. I think you have mass formation psychosis. That's why you think mashed potatoes are good, because I can't believe that you actually enjoy them. It doesn't make any sense to me. They're the vilest of all foods. No. Possum was worse. But it's closer than you might imagine in my mind. And before anyone says it out there, everyone in my family and my extended family loves my mother's mashed potatoes. So I didn't grow up with like bad mashed potatoes or anything. They're just vile. They taste like very cheap vodka to me. Like, not even, whatever's worse than Popov. Like just straight potato juice is exactly what it tastes like to me. Cool. All right, well, we will see you guys next Monday. I don't know what we're making yet. We might not have it figured out, but coming up soon will be that pheasant rangoon. So keep an eye on our social media. We'll let everybody know when we're making it. Because A, it is one of my favorite things to make. It is so much fun to do something like that. And B, they are absolutely incredible and everybody you know will love them. I guess I do have to figure out a couple of things on how I'm gonna do it, but whatever. So we'll see you guys next Monday, 6 p.m., Walton's YouTube channel. Thanks, guys.